It's October 3rd. Pod with Meg. Hey guys, it's Meghane Lex and welcome to my channel and podcast. I have this little thing I say at the beginning of my videos. If you're back, you're a nutmeg, and if you're new, you're just a nut. And you decide if you want to be a nutmeg or just a nut. I don't think you want to be just a nut, so come back and stay tuned every episode of my podcast. And yeah, let's get cracking.
Let's get cracking.
Oh, he looks so cute.
Okay. What should we name him?
Mr. Ruffles. All right. Welcome everyone to my podcast, Pod with Meg. Get it? Me. Episode 1, take 1. Oh my gosh. Literally take 2. Episode 1, take 1. Action. Is that good? Okay. All right. So welcome everyone to my podcast. It's called Pod with Meg, something short, sweet, and simple. Like me, besides the simple part. Basically, it's just a fun time, a conversation with friends, myself, family, and, the whole shebang. And today I have a special guest, Fred the Ted. And he doesn't talk, he's mute, but he'll just be here for emotional support. Also, by the way, guys, sorry to interrupt, but Fred the Ted was a sweet birthday gift from a dear friend. All right, enjoy, bye. And yeah, so basically, I kind of just want to show everyone what the vibe is going to be like. I want to start with this solo episode because I'm going to be interviewing other people, so I won't really be giving my full, I'll be being myself, but not to the full capacity that I will be in these next few minutes. Today, we're going to do a little bit of story time and just talk about life and all that fun, all that jam. So we're going to talk a little bit more just life hacks and ways to be the best you can be. So yeah, sit down, grab a coffee, matcha, whatever you like, and let's get started with the chat. All right, so the first thing I want to talk about is this book called... Ooh. Oh my gosh, did this just break? Oh my God. No. This just broke.
That's so sad. Oh,
wait, actually no, I think it's fixable. All right. If you're listening, I just broke the clapperboard, but I think it's fixable. All right, so there's this book I love called Why Men Love Bees. And it kind of just teaches you ways to be like, I don't know, I feel like I'm in the relationship mood or not relationship mood, ew. I'm in like the lovey-dovey mood because me and my friend, we went out on my birthday and we met some interesting boys. And it was literally so weird because if you have seen the movie, what was that movie called again? The movie. Oh, no. So if you have seen The Sweetest Thing, what happened was literally the same exact plot. So basically what happens in that movie, there's this girl named Cameron. There's this girl named Cameron Diaz. Cameron Diaz stars in the movie and she plays this girl who's all fun, living life in, I think, New York or San Francisco, one of the major cities. She's a city girl. And so it basically is navigating how she was like the player and then she meets this guy and he kind of like changes everything, and her friend follow him to his wedding, and it's just like, it sounds creepy, but it's a great story, great movie. I definitely recommend it. But yeah, we met these guys, and afterwards I don't know, just like, oh, damn. But yeah, the point is, you don't need men. You just need to love yourself, and Why Men Love is basically just a great book on how, like, okay, they have different attraction principles, and it's so interesting. From like this one. This says, the dumb fox is more mysterious. Ooh, I like this one. Okay, so in this book, she has a little like chapter or principle about, it says this: men respect women who communicate in a succinct? C-U-C-C-I-N-C-T. Succinct. Men respect women who communicate in a succinct way because it's the language men use to talk to one another. Ooh. So basically she's saying, think like a man. But, think like whatever you want to think like. But basically, the dumb fox knows that familiarity breeds contempt, so she does not spill her guts on the first couple of dates. She lets the cream rise to the top without rushing things. That is deep. And so basically, what I'm trying to get at, and this guy, he was actually so succinct now that I think about it. He was not giving anything away. He was just so mysterious. And mystery, I feel like, is just one of those things that I strive for. I feel like I try to be mysterious, but then I can't help but I feel like I don't give all of me away. But anyways, story time is that we met these guys, we lost our contact, but then I found his Instagram and the whole thing was a little bit crazy. But, I kind of want to have him on this podcast. Should we call him? Oh my God, I feel like if he doesn't respond, this is getting cut out. But we're going to call this guy because I'm bored.
Oh my God, right now.
Should I? Is that crazy? Wait, my service is not working. Maybe that was meant to be. Oh my God, that's getting cut out. Okay, wait, I don't know what to talk about.
I have so much to talk about. I don't know, actually.
This is so weird without a person. All right, I need to do what I do one by myself. All right, what should I say? All right, but basically.
This is to get to know you before the interview, so don't even talk about books.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm me, this is Meghane. What do you like?
You're right. No, you're right. You're so right. I'm overthinking this. I'm literally overthinking this. This needs to go back here. You're right. I'm overthinking.
You're overthinking it.
I'm overthinking.
Don't be a Virgo right now. Be your inner.
I need to be my Gemini side.
No, your inner Pisces.
My inner Pisces. You're right.
Creativity's coming out.
You're right. Okay. So everyone. All right. So in my podcast, I do these games where I get to know other people and stuff like that. So now I want you guys to get to know me a little better. My name is Meghane, obviously. I moved out to LA when I was 17, 18. It was right after college.
I said college, but I meant high school. Oops.
And I just always had a dream of moving to LA. Like, who doesn't? But it's so funny because I literally wish I had my yearbook right now. I brought all these books, but not my yearbook that has me. But in my yearbook, my superlative in my senior year yearbook was that I was going to be loving life in Cali. And I feel like it's so crazy how manifestation works when you kind of think about something and act as if it's going to happen. It really does happen. And I feel like a lot of times it seems impossible and then it seems improbable and then we finally get there and it's just so funny to see how everything comes full circle. Right, Fred? Right. And so, back to how I got to LA. I went to school out in Maryland, 20 minutes out from DC. And I actually thought I was going to be an engineer. I would go to engineering camps growing up. Honestly, I always wanted to be creative. I think my thing was I just wanted to add something inspiring to the world, something big. In engineering camps, I would always talk about how I want to create an app. Fast forward, it's a podcast, but it's on an app, so that's kind of true. But I always just wanted to be creative and exert my creative energy. So that's why I always felt like LA was my calling. And then once I moved out to LA, I went to school at Occidental. And the way it worked out was so crazy. And also before I moved to LA, I would always watch, I had this shirt. I'm going to wear it one podcast. I had this shirt. It was literally, it was just some
Free people.
shirt and it said California. I think it either said 72 or 69. And I would wear it all the time till it literally changed color. And I think that was my way of subconsciously manifesting. And yeah, I moved to LA, came out here my freshman year of college. How I got into college was actually so crazy. I applied to Ivy League schools, just to make my parents happy. So then at the time I was watching a lot of That 70s Show, and that's based in Wisconsin. And I was like, how funny would it be if I applied to University of Wisconsin? So I applied and luckily got in. And I was happy about that, but it was also just not a joke, but I didn't think I would get in. It was mostly because I was being a Pisces and imagining I was in That 70s Show. But I ended up getting into University of Wisconsin, great school. Shout out UWM, University of Wisconsin. Shout out them. And then I also got into Occidental, and my dad's friend actually, she wrote my recommendation letter. She used to work at Occidental, so I was so thankful that she helped me out because working there, she definitely helped. But I ended up getting into Occidental. I cried when I got in. I was so happy. And then my parents were like, you're not going to California. My mom was like, you're going to University of Wisconsin. And I was like, oh, this so backfired. And yeah, but my parents ended up coming around and they ended up allowing me to move across the country. And I did. My freshman year of college, I was just so I don't know, like I don't go through all every year, but like I'll give you like a sneak peek of who I was and how I got here. But my freshman year of college, I was very chilled out, did not go to a single college party. I was in a long distance relationship, and F that guy now, like I wish I wasn't. But no, you always learn something. But I was in a long distance relationship. I was like traveling to see him on the weekends, so I just wasn't really having the college lifestyle that everyone really has. But I enjoyed it. I got to learn LA, would go to different food places and restaurants, which is so funny because now I have like a restaurant recommendations blog. Check it out, Eat with Meg.
Check it out, eatwithmeg.blog.
And yeah, so I would just go out, like eat, all these things, explore the city. And I remembered one time I was like, I feel like everyone in LA does this at one point. I was like, let me be like, I actually was working at a restaurant. Clearly, I don't know my life, but I shortly started working at a restaurant that was near me called Bourbon Steak. I don't know, I was a money hungry girl and I really wanted to like save up money all throughout college. So I started working at Bourbon Steak as a hostess. And then after a few months, I was like, it was hard because, in college you have those breaks back and forth. Traveling back and forth was just a lot. So I was like, let me quit and just like focus the rest of the school year. And then I was like, let me be an extra in a movie because why not? I'm in LA. And so I went to like this casting networks place. No, I went to Central Casting, if you guys have heard of it. And so I went to Central Casting. At the time, you had to go in person. And I went there. The first time I went there, I was too late. I got there at like 7 a.m. And if you know LA people, a lot of people here want to be famous. A lot of people are money hungry. And they're all in line so early in the morning. So then I went another time at 4 or 5 in the morning because I was like, I'm not missing this. I go there so early in the morning, it's dark out. The only person out there, I bring an ottoman to like sit and like, I don't know. It was so crazy and irresponsible thinking about it. But I'm just sitting there waiting and I see a possum. And so it's just me and the possum at 5 a.m. And I was terrified, get an Uber back home, take a little nap, go back. Possum's gone, but yeah, I got back, got my little thing. A few weeks later, they called me and they're like, oh, are you available? Come be on Ballers. And I'm like, okay, I'll be a little college fan in the distance. Like, why not? Wake up 5 a.m. in the morning. It's so early. It's so tiring, but I'm like, this is so cool. And I end up, I met a really good friend actually who I'm still friends with today. So it was a great time. And then like I enjoyed it. So the next time they called me, I was like, I'll do it again. And it was for a show called Alone Together. It was on Freeform. And this time, guys, it was my time to shine. I was like in the front, in the classroom. I felt cool.
Hello, actors.
Hello.
Sir, I'm not an actor. I'm Kevin. I'm your technician.
Wonderful, Kevin. Get me a Snapple.
Oh my gosh, there's me right there.
And that kind of just started like me being like, oh, this is actually kind of possible. Like this would be cool to like be on TV. I went back home. Then I started dating the YouTuber. And that was when I was like, oh, I'm living it in LA. Like now it's like I have come. I dated this like little YouTuber guy. We weren't even dating. It was just more of like a situationship. And then I had to go back home to Maryland. So that was it. So then that was like a little fling. Doesn't really matter. And so then sophomore year, I remember I'd gone home for winter break and I was just feeling inspired. I started writing music I wasn't just feeling inspired. I was actually like really depressed, for being real. I was going through a breakup and I was like, how can I like get rid of like these like sad feelings? So I start writing music in my bedroom and I went to the basement to record the songs. And I remember I was like going on SoundCloud, like looking for beats online basically. And I was like, let me go on SoundCloud and like because at the time I was also listening to a lot of Lil Peep and I'm like, how cool would it be if there was like a female Lil Peep? So I went online, searched for like producers who like, I don't know, searched up for like Lil Peep type producers. And this guy actually had ended up making a beat for someone who was featured on Lil Peep song. So I was like, oh, this is perfect. He definitely overcharged me the first time, but it's fine. And his name is Smoke Dirt. We have like probably 20 songs out now on Spotify and Apple Music and SoundCloud, wherever you listen to music. But it all started from being in my room on winter break. And I just started writing music. It wasn't anything other than I was just super sad and felt inspired. But it was a way that I kept myself creative most of my college life, and then I started making music videos. And when the time came to choose like my major in college, I was like, yeah, engineering is not gonna work out. I wanna do media production. And then fast forward to senior year, I graduated. I had a short film as my senior thesis.
You're right. It's a simple life.
And that opened like so many, that showed me how to like submit work to film festivals, and it made me realize that I enjoyed editing so much. Having that background from school also inspired me to make videos on YouTube. I remember during the pandemic, and again, I was going through a hard time, life just gets you sometimes. And I was feeling, again, inspired. So I picked up and I had a camera. I always was really into cameras. I remember 5th grade, literally cried so much when my parents gave me this huge Rebel camera. If you know about the Rebel Canon camera, you're hip, because that was the camera, I don't even know what business I had, not even being a photographer in 5th grade, but I really wanted that camera, and I would use it to take pictures with my friends. I'll never forget one homecoming, me and my friends, we forgot to take pictures the night of homecoming. So I woke everyone up at 7 a.m. the next day, and I was like, we're getting pictures with my Canon Rebel, everyone get up. So I guess back then I should have known that I wanted to be a media production-esque person. But yeah, I have always been into cameras. So during the pandemic, I was super, super, super depressed. Let's just get real. My ex passed away, and I was so depressed and had no hope. And I was like, you know what? What makes me happy is staying inspired. So I picked up my camera and started making vlogs and editing videos. And that, if you edit, you know how long that takes. And that just took up so much of my time. And yeah, it was such a nice thing for me to do. And now I have a huge catalog. I started with 5 followers, I have more than 5 now. So I'm happy and grateful. And it really was a great way for me to give me the tools to start this podcast today. And this actually isn't my first podcast. I was on my friend Bryce's podcast. He literally came to my house one day, and we filmed it in my living room. All my friends were over, and it was a funny podcast. You guys should check it out. It's on YouTube. And then I also did this podcast called Beverly Hills 911. So it's just so funny how these small things happen and that they all connect together. I hope that made sense, everything I said. But yeah, that's kind of my story. I'm really happy to start this podcast now. I feel like I'm such a workaholic, and I don't know. I feel like I'm such an introverted extrovert or extroverted introvert. And I love being around people and all that, but I just love being at home. Editing, live streaming is the perfect job for me, because I interact with people through a screen, but I don't know. I get to be home and still be creative. But yeah, even when I'm alone, I like to be creative and do things. And yeah, I'm an extrovert, but also an introvert. So I feel like having this podcast is forcing me to talk to people and conversations with my friends and just, chill out and relax and get inspired by new people. I love being inspired, clearly. So yeah, that's the whole spiel for this podcast. I literally don't know what to say because I feel like I'm overthinking so much. But yeah, hope you guys are excited for my podcast. Yeah, that's a little bit about me. And yeah, I don't know what else to say. What do you guys think? Was that good? Yeah. All right, so that's the end of this podcast. What did you think, Fred? Oh my gosh, it was so good. Oh, Fred. Thank you all so much for watching. I appreciate all of you guys. Have a great night, day, evening, afternoon, morning, whatever it is, wherever you are. Thank you all so much, and I hope to see you all next week. Even though I won't be seeing you, I hope you guys come back next week. Thank you again. My throat is so dry. Oh my god, there's a fly in there. I hope it's not still in there. There was a fly, but I don't know. All right. Welcome, Ted the Fred. Wait.
I'm actually going to lower this
Okay.
for you, just so we can see your face more.
Okay. All right. Hey, everyone. Hi, guys. Hi. Wait, why can't I think? Hey, everyone. Welcome to my channel. Hey. If you're back, you're a nutmeg, and if you're new, you're just a nut. Okay.
The first episode?
Yeah.
So if you're back, you're a. It's not back, right?
Oh. This is the first time.
Welcome. Pod With Meg, let's get nutty.
All right, so that's kind of my spiel. I hope my voice soothes you and doesn't irk you. If it does, I'm sorry. Wait, no, that was just weird.
We're overthinking it.
Yeah, I was so overthinking it.
Welcome, everyone. My name is Megan. If you don't know me yet, you will soon.